All right, so we're going to do numbers 5 through 10 together. Okay, I know that's a little bit hard to see, but look at number 5. Everybody, what's the length? Can you see it? It's 17. Okay, because remember the length is the top and the bottom. Okay, so then the width is 11. Okay. All right, so everybody, without yelling, please. What's my unit of measure? Inches. Okay, so what is my formula that I need to use? Okay, so yes, the rectangle. So what formula is that? Area equals what?
Area equals B S times X.
No, length times width. Because it's an air. Excuse me. It's a rectangle. Okay, so let me go back to this. Okay, remember for a square, it's side times side. Okay, because all sides are the same. So it does not matter what two sides you pick because they're all the same. Okay, now I know that we do have this one, base times height, but we're probably not going to say that one very often. We're going to stay with this one. Okay, so since we have a rectangle, we're using area equals length times width. Okay, so go back to this. So that means I need to do 17 times 11. Now, I'm going to stop right here and say this, guys. Way back when we did multiplication, like back in September, okay, there were several different strategies that you were allowed to use. Okay, I don't care what strategy you use, okay, but when we do our practice problems, am always going to be doing the traditional algorithm that you see here. I know that some of you are still doing the box method, some of you are still doing partial products, and I'm okay with that. Okay, but I am going to be modeling the traditional algorithm because really that's where you should be at the end of 5th grade. Okay, so if you're not using that method, that's fine, but you're going to practice it while we're all together. Okay, all right, so what's 1 times 7?
7.
1 times 1?
1.
Okay, now I can cross off my 1 because I use my 1's place. And now I'm going to my tens place. And so because I'm going to the tens place, I place a 0 on my second row. And now what's 1 times 7?
7.
Okay, and 1 times 1?
1.
1. And now I add them together. So 7 plus 0? 7 plus 0, guys. 7. 1 plus 7. And then 1. So I would say that the area of this square is 187. What's my unit of measure?
Inches.
Inches. Now remember, because we're talking about length and width, that's 2 dimensions, so I need to have the 2 so that it would be really read as 187 square inches. Any questions on that one before we move on? Okay. Israel, question?
Why do we always have to X like one number out?
Oh, you don't have to cross off that one's place. I just do because a lot of times students get kind of confused. And so I usually cross off the ones place, and then if I do any regrouping, I cross that off too before I go to the tens. It's just an organizing thing, okay? But you don't have to cross that off.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's look at number 6. What shape is number 6? Is that a square or a rectangle? Okay, can you unmute so people can hear you?
It looks like a square because the sides both say 14 inches.
Okay, 14 inches or 14 feet?
14 feet, I read that.
Okay, all right. So yes, he's true, he's correct. So it is a square because each side is 14 feet, okay? So remember, that formula is side times side, okay? And again, that's because every side of a square is the same, right? So it doesn't matter which two sides I pick. So I'm going to do 14 times 14. Okay, 4 times 4.
16.
Okay, I'm going to regroup my 1 over here. 4 times 1.
4.
Plus my regrouping. 5. Okay, now Israel, I could leave that 4 and not cross it off, but for some people, it's easier if I cross it off. And then this 2, I like to cross off the regrouping, because now if I have to regroup when I'm doing the tens place, I'm not going to get confused. Okay, and so since I'm going to the tens place now, I place a 0 here, because this 1 is not really a 1, it's a 10, right? Okay, so now I can multiply. So 1 times 4.
4.
And 1 times 1.
1.
Okay, and then I add. So 6 plus 0.
6.
5 plus 4. And I have my 1. Okay, so 196. What? What's my unit of measure? Feet. And don't forget my 2 for my square feet. Any questions on that before we move on?
No.
Okay. Looking at number 7. What shape is that?
Rectangle.
Rectangle. Okay. So area equals length times width. What's my unit of measure this time? Meters. Yeah. 1 m is meters. Okay. I'll tell you that. So 1 m is meters. Because sometimes we get confused with that. Mi is miles. Okay. So 1 m is meters.
And mm is millimeters, right?
Yes. We have mm is millimeters. Then we have cm is centimeters. Okay. So we got to make sure we're paying attention to those. Okay. All right. So we're going to do 23 times 45. Now, quick question. Is it okay if I do 45 times 23 instead?
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't matter the way you look at it.
Okay. You're right, because that's called the commutative property of addition. Okay. So I'm going to get the same answer regardless. All right. So 5 times 3.
15.
5 times 2
10,
10.
plus 1.
11.
11.
Good. Okay. Crossing off my 1 and my regrouping just as an organizing thing. I'm placing a 0 because this 4 is not really a 4.
We're not getting them out in the clinic.
All right. 4 times 3.
12.
12. 4 times 2
8,
plus 1,
9,
9. All right. Add them together. 5 plus 0,
5,
1
5,
plus 2,
3,
and 1 plus 9.
10.
10. Okay. And what's my unit of measure again?
Meters.
Meters squared. All right. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So I want you to give me a thumbs up if you feel like you're ready to move on. In fact, let me come over here because I need to see everybody. Okay, so thumbs up if you feel like you're ready to move on. Thumbs down if you need a couple more examples. Okay, so it looks like most everybody has thumbs up. All right, so let me go ahead and share again and get over to our Canvas course. Go away. All right. You're going to go in. This is a grade today. Okay, so take your time. Don't rush. There are 5 questions. You have a picture with the dimensions on it. Okay, you just need to find the area. Okay, are there any questions? Okay,